Don't you look better? I feel it. Oh, next time. I have to feel anything. The refreshments up there too from that life-saving help from cider and cookies and donuts.
Okay, the time is 5:30 and we'll start the meeting. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to welcome everybody. Everyone's here tonight. Nicole, do you have any addendums to the agenda?
I have items number 8 and 9.
What are they?
Number 8 is a training.
Okay, that was in,
on the 20th.
yep, that's in our packet.
And then number 9 is for another delinquent utility.
We're away.
Delinquent utility assessment.
Okay. And that is this sheet that we have here?
Upload it.
Okay. Let me like to make a motion to add number 8 and number 9 to the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion, or I'll second.
I have a motion from Jody. I have a second from Cindy. So all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. With that being said and done, let's go to claims. Did everyone get a chance to look at the bills?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions on any of the bills?
No questions here.
Okay. Somebody like to make a motion to pay the bills.
I will make a motion.
I have a motion from Cindy. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Kyle. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consent agenda with the additions. Any questions, comments? If not, would somebody like to make a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I will make the motion. I'll second.
I have a motion from Cindy, a second from Kyle. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Public hearing on the school district. Come on up. There are looking for variance to erect a sign that exceeds the allowable 9 square feet, approximately 36 square feet, and a variance to erect a sign that exceeds the maximum height by 1 foot and 2 inches. Good evening.
We're just here to answer any questions you have about our sign variance. We are looking to place a permanent sign right off of Highway 55 on our property. The sign, the intention is that it will be directional. It's clear to everybody that lives in this town that there's a back parking lot. Just the guests that come in from out of town, they don't even know that that back parking lot is there. So a lot of times in the winter, guests will come for an event and they'll park in our front parking lot and try to get in the event, and then they can't and they get frustrated and they realize she's got to run to the back. So that's the main goal of the sign.
Because a lot of times they get in the bus lane too, and they get the bus drivers mad. It looks like it's a really nice sign. I just came down and asked Nicole a little bit about it and Allison, but just to make sure the highway was okay with it, and they said, yeah, it was within the, it's really nice.
Nice addition.
Yeah, it really looks nice off the highway. Anybody else have any questions? Okay.
Monument sign, right? Yeah, okay. Having trouble finding the. Is our ordinance to differentiate from monument from a pole sign? The square footage is based on everything?
The monument one doesn't have the 3 things. I don't know. They also look for the pool.
Okay, just curious.
I know it differentiates in the height.
Yeah.
So
So the two variances being requested on, is that correct?
Is there any plans to put any, greenery around it, or bushes, or landscape?
Right now, we're just on grass, and,
Okay.
yeah, there has been some talk about some landscaping around there, if it's necessary, to decide once the structure is built.
Okay.
I don't know how much you want to put in front of it, because you want to cover the sign
Right,
with
that's
row.
what I was
So I don't know if
thinking.
you want to put bushes or, I mean, because as they grow, they might cover the sign.
Well, I meant roll landscaping, like even rocks or whatever, just, you know.
The consideration we just need to get people that.
Mhm.
Right.
Water out there, so if we have shrubs that need that.
Mhm.
And I saw Nancy out weeding this summer, so that's another problem. I have no issues with it. I think it looks really nice.
Yeah, it looks fine. I don't know the history of why our ordinance specifies it that size specifically, but,
All right, make a motion to approve it?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Okay. I have a motion from
second that.
Jody, and a second from Kyle. Any further discussion on it? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next would be open forum. Anybody who'd like to get up and speak?
I think you want to pick some up, don't you, or?
Yep,
Open forum.
open forum.
Yeah.
Come on up here. You got 3 minutes, Nicole. That's okay.
So we just bought our house in Kimball at the end of September.
Okay.
We got our first water bill and it was extremely high when we came from not paying our water bill. We didn't notice anything different. Obviously, we're just gonna look at the next one and then call if we found anything else.
Okay.
Well, we ended up finding some standing water in our utility room. We called the plumber as soon as possible. They got to our house, assessed the situation, that maybe it was a main. Called the city, nobody answered, so they couldn't get anyone out till the next day at 7.
Okay.
So we had the plumber and the city shut off our water at 7 in the morning. Well, they were able to determine that it was not the city water, that it was coming from a different, I guess.
It was our old laundry line that was under our basement floor,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a pinhole in it.
Oh,
So
no.
when the city shut the water off at the curb stop, it was still leaking into it in our utility room, so then we used that, obviously, on our side of things. But the leak was after the meter, and when the employee from the city did show up there, he mentioned that, I think it might have been, exactly. So, he had mentioned that, after the meter or whatever, obviously, you see a surge on their end of things. So basically, we're curious if there's any way,
Like what to do from here.
yeah, like with the
Obviously, our
bill.
water bill will be high.
Yeah.
As soon as we noticed it, we literally called somebody out for
Yeah,
emergency
yeah.
service, like, the second that we noticed
Right,
it.
right.
I don't obviously have not got my water bill yet.
We don't know what it
I'm gonna
is.
assume that it's gonna be just over $600.
Oh, that's, yeah, no.
Over $600.
I did find out last week and you noticed it and you put a hangout on, but they noticed that same exact day. So that's why we went over the next day.
It's 47,000 gallons.
oh, boy.
No.
And I mean, like, we go into our utility room every day, and like, we really try, we've never been a homeowner, obviously. I knew that the bill seemed a little bit high, but we also lived in an apartment without a washer and dryer, so I was, doing laundry, so I was like, maybe I'm taking too long to count, to be honest.
No,
We had no idea, so we did see that, I think it was like almost 300, and then we figured we would look at the next one. We obviously don't want to not pay our bills, but, this was.
right.
Quite a hit.
No, no.
Yeah. The last one was even a big shock, but
Yeah.
like I said, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the plumbing repair bill. And
Yeah.
the-
Concrete, with the
luckily, I knew-
concrete.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh, well, welcome to Kimball.
When we first moved, our daughter had an accident too, so.
Oh,
Yeah, she's the little gal that fell in the fire. Yeah,
And
yeah,
we're, playing with one of her friends.
yeah.
Yeah, so we had, 3 weeks of trips to St. Paul.
Mhm.
oh, yes.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so I had a big family. I mean, obviously, water bills have gone up. I'd never paid a water bill. I didn't have a $300 water bill when I had 6 kids taking showers and cooking and cleaning and washing clothes.
Never paid a
No.
water bill in our life.
No. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we need to figure something out. Allison, how can we do this? I don't know. We need to figure something.
We've used like the average usage for a normal.
Household.
That's what we need to do.
2,500 gallons,
Yeah,
and then we can just credit it from there.
okay.
Whether we credit the water and the sewer, just because they didn't use it, because in the past irrigation, we make them pay the sewer, not the water. But with this case, I would probably say to do both
Mm-hmm.
and just put it at the 2,500.
I would agree.
Yeah.
No one, that's just, I'm upset for you guys to move into a new house. I mean, you have a beautiful home. Yeah.
We love Kimball.
Yeah. We want you to love it.
So like I've met so many amazing people.
Yeah. So should we leave it as Allison can figure that out?
Can they make a motion?
Yeah, okay.
I'll make a
But,
motion.
so we kind of have an idea what the problem is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all fixed.
Yeah,
I'll make a motion for the-
we took a week off and waited for the plumbers and kept our water on and kept walking it. For the rest of the week, sorry, yeah, but it didn't happen right away, sorry.
I'll make a motion for the bill to be based on the average use.
Yeah.
For both bills, are you clarifying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a motion on the table from Kyle. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
That's fair with you guys.
Second.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it.
Okay, back up now. What now? Back up. Not back off, but back up. Okay, rescind your motion and do what?
Their name,
Amended motion,
Okay,
Thank
the
you.
resident's name and then
okay,
I don't know the
that
address.
makes sense.
I was gonna ask that question, but
300 Linden Avenue East, Kimball, Minnesota.
and your name?
Daniel Rogers and Brandon Cocktail.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. Okay,
is that like? Okay.
okay, so Kyle has a motion on the table
For both bills,
for both bills.
and clarify that, and then I will make a second on that.
If Cindy has a second. Is there any further discussion on this one? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. Sorry that had to happen to you. That's not fun.
Is your little girl doing well? Is your little girl doing well?
Yeah, they are thinking, the only thing that we're worried about is the 2 bigger scars, where there's the deepest. She might still need to get a skin graft, we won't go for 6 months.
Oh, well, lots of prayers.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Thank you. Sorry.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Anybody else open forum? Go ahead. Hello.
Everyone, Kimball, property owner in Main Prairie Township. I came and talked to you guys, I think it was 3-4 months ago, about the compost pile.
Mhm.
That lets our property on their side, your guys' maintenance facility out there, the water pond, whatever. Two concerns there that was brought up at that time. One is it's obviously not being used only by residents of the city.
Yep, we're working on that one.
Appreciate that. Two, garbage being blown in from your facility onto our property, so we'll get an update on that. And 3, with beer hunting, how long is that it's gonna be a lot here?
Should be only in a week, but it's not gonna be permanent without the nice weather and all the weeds that go to pick up. But this weekend it'll be.
Like I went out there, Trav went out there, we've been
today.
kind of watching it, I've been kind of monitoring it too. My husband's been going around there.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
I mean, this is doing hunting that's possible and having that property out there, guys, go down, come in, out anytime, really does limit what we can do. with the property, so again, we'd like to ask the city to consider moving that somewhere else on 145 acres you guys got out. And so we run against our fence line, being neighborly.
We kind of discussed it, but
So, like, yeah, I'm just kind of curious. This was an issue that we did bring up.
Yep.
3 or 4 months ago, and I'm assuming we've had plenty of opportunity to talk about that. So just kind of want to hear an update on what your guys' plan is to work with us to be neighborly on that, and maybe move it off the property line.
So I guess I was out there today and I really we go out there quite often actually because we have leaves, and today I noticed that they're actually quite a ways away from the property line.
Sure, but if somebody comes rolling in with a truck and a trailer, and we're both on there, we're done.
Say that again now?
If I'm both on right there, I'm done, because we got people coming in.
Oh, that's so, but I don't know how we can control that in the sense that we've already set up the parameters, and our compost is back in there quite a ways away. I would say about from here to the second table from your property line. And it's been really what I see is that Travis has been keeping it very contained and neat. And yeah, and I've been noticing it because I am a resident and a council member. And then the other thing that I've noticed is we did remark today, Robert and I, that the wood pile is getting very large, and we do need to burn that, but that is still quite a distance away from the property line. And I think, we could maybe do better with keeping that smaller and before we burn it. And then you're just wanting us to limit the traffic down there, because I'm just trying to clarify what you're asking.
Well,
And so,
the garbage too, I would actually consider moving it all together from where it is to a more central location, the property that you guys already own in the township, that would not negate the surrounding property owners hunting opportunities and recreational use of their property.
mm-hmm.
So for example, put it right in where the gate is to the ponds, nobody's gonna care, you're not gonna bring anybody out there, you're not gonna negate your neighbors' opportunities to utilize the property to hunt and enjoy it in recreational manner such as that. That's what we're interested in.
so does it help when we lock it up for you guys to hunt?
During the slug season, I mean, that's a simple safety. I mean, it would be foolhardy for you guys not to do that.
But what if it was anybody else's property that just had property out there? And not much you can do about that if somebody else owned that property, was out there doing whatever.
The same thing I'm doing now, Jody, is I would come to you as a neighbor and ask you to be neighbors, and I know Tammy, you're all about neighborhoods. I know that. And so I'm simply asking you guys to consider that.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure I understand what's being asked, but
Move the compost pile off the property line into a place that
move the compost pile.
already owned that is not affecting your neighbors. That's what I'm asking.
So it's impacting somebody's hunting. I'm a bow hunter, or used to be, so I get that. It's more of a fall seasonal thing, or
Hunting is, but that's also, we're trying to.
or are there other things besides hunting? Is there other things that?
I mean, garbage, as long as you guys stay on top of that, that's fine.
We've been really trying to stay on top of that. And I think it's been really, when he said bags or going onto the
That's all
field.
I saw when I went out there. The ones that weren't disintegrating were kind of, not a lot of them though, but
Right, they do blow onto our field.
yeah, I got corn cobs and everything else blowing from the farmers. I mean, it's just kind of a neighbor thing too, I guess that happens. But yeah, you're right. They are supposed to disintegrate, and they obviously aren't doing.
They do.
The plastic ones, I think, actually disintegrate better than. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you've been doing an excellent job.
I
because
do.
Today I was like, wow, it looks good. I mean, for a compost pile, it was actually very neat and contained and pushed up in there. So I mean, I can understand what you're saying, but I also say that it's a huge deal for us to move it because we have already put quite a lot of money into fencing and to the gates that we're going to put up, because we are going to control how and who's going in there. And that's something I think that is very neighborly. And I really believe that we're just trying to be cognizant of the fact that we are neighbors, but I don't know that we can move that whole pile somewhere that would be cost effective, because we've already spent quite a lot of money on fencing and the whole, you know, the whole procedure to put it in. So that's all I'm saying.
But I appreciate it, Cindy.
Yeah.
Technically, some cost to the thing, so the money you've already previously outlaid should have bearing on your future decisions, because we're gonna get it back. So I don't see how that really is relevant. I was more interested in whether I can start a new file in another location.
Well, I think it's something that we have to look at. I don't know the outlay of all of it. I just see the ponds when I've gone in there. I don't know. Is there something that we need for the future?
You can't put anything on those fields because that's what will be from, the woodland that's off to the south side of the pond, that's all in case we need to add extra pond storage.
Exactly.
So it's not really much, like, you have to mail 145 acres of it, and we can all lot, so I appreciate that. There's really not, like, we can put it back a little further, but.
Because we don't have to move the road and the fencing if you're gonna move it back there. I mean, you want people driving all around there all the time, like,
And your property line is as we come in, it's along the left side too, right? All the way down?
No, that would be Guy Marks.
Oh, that'd be Guy, okay. So that is a thought, but it's also very hilly in that area. So, you know, I don't know how we could, that's why? Oh, okay, so we couldn't put it there. I'm just asking, because I don't know the boundary lines and who's.
I don't know the whole layout of it, to tell you the truth, just when I go down there, but we've been watching the garbage. I've been going down there purposely, just driving down there and checking, and Travis done a great job.
The operational, we gotta get fines and stuff up, and that should help keep, I would say, at a minimum, 5-10 people is
A lot of it comes
This weekend, I'll have to say, there were a lot of cars going down. I saw them. I was out in the yard, and there were a lot of people coming and going.
That's why we're making moves to change that,
Appreciate that.
because we don't want to be bad neighbors, so.
I would recommend you connect with the township as well, considering that property is in the township. And I believe they're talking about an ordinance that may have an impact on that, what you're doing out there as well, so you're not on the shelf. The township is super doing what we invest any further funds. I know how people do it.
I thought I did talk to your dad after we met with you, and then he had said that they were looking at doing a pile somewhere themselves.
Right, but I think you're also talking about doing an ordinance that would cover this a little bit more, that might include what you guys are doing out there. So you might also want to connect with the
Okay.
Right.
For the tax that I don't see spending my money.
Yeah, right, yeah,
Agreed.
okay,
I don't like spending your money either like that.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Eric.
you.
I was gonna call you Dennis now. Jesus. It's rubbing off, Cindy. Okay. Thanks, Eric.
you.
Carla, you're up.
Is there anything else that's open for me?
Oh, I don't think it's.
So you might want to take those from the freezer. So today, it's to be over the thank you again, thanks City for all this cooperation with the library, support of the library. Compared to when I first started, it's just amazing the support that we get now at the library. The city workers are wonderful. The council is fantastic. I mean, more often, I was telling Allison, more often than not now, when I come in, I'm surprised by how often, yes, the answer is yes, the things that I ask for. So it's always just kind of a pleasure to work with you. In the past, it hasn't always been that way. And Cindy and I think, Pam, you remember those days. It was a little harder, but.
It took us a while.
Many years, yeah. Just wanted to give you an update though. The executive director has resigned, so Karen Kunzet has resigned, and if you remember Brandy Cantor, she was helping out with the new building manager. She is now our new executive director. And she started as the director as of October 15th, which is just a couple weeks ago. A lot of changes going on up there, so hopefully she'll settle in. Karen is going to be around to help her out, get her in a good spot so that she can move the ship forward. I think we're going to be in good hands.
And I think, I just want to say one thing, Karen and Brandy were really instrumental in getting the new library building too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Karen, our Brandy, a lot of it.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. We have new furnishings at the library. I'm not sure if everybody knows this or not, but we have a memorial website, and so it has grown to about $3,700, and then it was held in our gift funds up at the same house. Additional funds from Arnold Companies and Harvest Lake were added to the fund, and we were able to work with Atmosphere, who donated their time. It was Patty Brunner from Atmosphere. She also helped out with the building. And we've got new furniture in the library, and it is quite beautiful. And I don't think I got pictures of it. So I encourage you to stop in. If you haven't stopped in to see your library in a while, you should stop in and take a look at the furniture that's there. There are beautiful chairs that are in the adult area and in the children's area. And I'm waiting on a makerspace table that I had seen over at Cold Spring Library and fell in love with. And so then I worked with the friends of the library, and Mary Knowles was able to talk to Brian Hart to build that table. We initially looked at it, and it was at Kimball for $4,000. Wow. That's a lot of money. So Brian is supposed to be building it for quite a bit less than that. And the Lions and the fire department have paid for it. They've agreed to pay for it. So I called Brian today to ask where we are on that, and I haven't gotten any response. So if you know Brian, you may want to ask him yourself. Let's see. We also have Veterans Day donation. Thanks to Kathy Stanger over there. She donated a vacuum of a Kirby Centuria upright vacuum, $300 donation, and that is a part of the library. Locally grown, we raise, every year we have a locally grown program where we raise funds at the library specifically for our own little libraries. And Great River supports this by providing, all the publicity and everything else. And what happens is it allows our patrons to show their support of the library by making small donations. And I set a goal, and I tell Great River what my goal is, and they have to approve it, and what I'm planning on spending it on. And so this year, my goal was $500. $500, and it was going to go to exploration stations. And exploration stations are a little different than what I have been doing in the past. In the past, I've been doing Preschool Friday, where I have tried to get more business on Fridays, and it would have preschool activities out for parents, and the kids could come in with their caregivers, and they could play for as long as they wanted, and then they could leave. Well, I didn't have a whole lot of people coming in on Fridays, so now we've changed that, and we are now doing exploration stations. And so the exploration stations are there to help with early literacy, and we have 6 early literacy skills that we are focusing on. I've got them listed. You all have one of these? I gave you one of these as well. Fine motor, early literacy, play, fine motor play, dramatic play, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, and multiplayer games. So all of these are very complicated. All of them are just little toys that we bought, thinking very intentionally about what we were purchasing. We wanted to make sure they were engaging for the kids. We wanted to make sure that they were quality, and we wanted to make sure they had an educational factor. And we weren't going to do anything commercial, so we didn't want to do, Disney or Pixar or any of that stuff that you're getting in catalogs right now. So we wanted it to be able to last a long time. So on here I have a little description. It's the grown-up guided play at the library. Exploration station. Children learn important literacy skills when engaged in specially designed learning materials. Our grown-up guided play centers are curated with that concept in mind. Visit the library to explore and learn. And it's just a way to help families develop those skills. We also want to make sure that, you know, we have some things that maybe parents don't have at home. So like the magnetic tiles can be rather spendy. So we have magnetic tiles. We have things that, like right now, I have dinosaurs that are all in rice, and we have to pick them out, and they have to sort them by color. We have to tell them that we talk about the different dinosaurs they know. And all those things lead to study literacy. So they're not just playing. Yeah, Fred Rogers, right? The kid's most important job is to play. So, Mr. Rogers, I love that guy.
I did too, because my kids would watch it and I could have a break.
Kimball days, we had activities that were throughout the week. We had Jolly Pops. They were fantastic. We're definitely going to have them come back again. We had all season sports from Now Make Art. And we also had the temporary table tennis trailer, which was, but, you know, we live and learn. So the sports was a hit, the Jolly Pops was a hit. We probably won't do table tennis again. It wasn't a good thing for it. We've done race in the library. We did that in September. Every September September is library card sign-up month. And it's also the beginning of the school year. And so to remind teachers and to remind parents that we're there to help their kids learn as well, we do a race to the library. And the Friends of the Library sponsor this. And so as the kids come into the library, every time they visit the library, they put a sticker next to their teacher's name. And then the teachers, there's 3 prizes. There's a $50, $40, and a $30 prize that goes into their classroom account. Friends of the Library pay that. For the 3 top classes, they get a little cash in their account at the end of the year. We also do Race to the Library too, which is for people that are employees through Kimball. So we've got homeschoolers and we've got people that are at, there's no longer yet. But we do have homeschoolers, we have even Valley Watkins, we have other kids coming. So they race against one another. And then the kids that have the most visits, they get a small prize. Summer reading challenge, we did that throughout the summer, and that's quite a brought one for each of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very neat.
What is it?
It's a flashlight, isn't it?
No, it is an invisible laser.
Oh.
So, try to get away from a lot of the tchotchkes and all the little, the other giving out little gifts every time they see you practically. Just get rid of all that stuff. We decided this year, with the approval from the Friends, that we were going to do larger prizes. And so we had maybe 6 or 8 larger prizes that we had available for the kids. And we also gave them a bag at the beginning, and we gave them invisible ink. So then you want to make sure your invisible ink and light work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to keep them engaged, you have your pen.
Yeah. I knew we were going back.
I'm trying to figure out how to open it.
Oh.
How do you open it?
Oh, yeah, I guess it does.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
All right, so, beginning of the program.
Oh, I see.
After the very first, they
Well, that's
Yep.
like, I see it, that's cool. With these all up on it.
They each got one of these.
Oh, cool,
And
yeah.
coming back with this.
That is really cool.
We had different activities that we got at the library. And so I'm going to come up here and give you each one of these.
Oh, now, so if the rest of us aren't paying attention, we're playing with our pen all day.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
When's the best time to plug again? So we had a bunch of dance jokes out. Or else we had other activities where we had to identify different things that were silhouettes. Or we had books that were suggested by teachers, and we had the covers of the
That's
books.
cool.
And underneath them, teacher's name and they could figure out which teacher.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was like the best thing ever, and that was thanks to my new hire, Amanda McCormick, because she's the one who thought of it. She said her kids love these things. And they didn't know.
You write secret notes now.
Yeah. Coming up though in January, I want to let you know that we have our winter reading program starting for adults. It's called Chill and Read, and so grade 6 to adults are encouraged to come into the library. You can read whatever you want. You can read the newspaper. You can read the book. You can read a magazine. It doesn't matter. You can listen. We don't care. But you come on in and you sign up for the program, and then we will make sure that you are entered into a drawing to win some smaller prizes that are purchased by the St. Cloud Friends of the Library, which are winter beanies and mugs. And then the Friends of the Library will purchase a few gift cards to add to the mug to make it a little more interesting. We also have a tiny art show, and so if you have any artistic ability, it doesn't even have to be a lot. We'd encourage you to come in and take part in the tiny art show, because Friends of the Library, again, they give each participant, and this is while supplies last, through the month of January, we give them a 3x3 canvas. We give them some paint and paintbrushes, and they go home, they create a masterpiece, they bring it back, and we display it in February. And so those will all be on display, so be sure to stop in and do that.
That's a pretty big hit.
It is a big hit.
Yeah, it really is.
And of course, we do popcorn and movies throughout the winter months to get through the winter. And that's on Fridays and Saturdays through spring, January through spring, where if you come in, check out a movie, get a thing of popcorn to get home. I also have, I guess this one's already happened tonight. I also gave you a list of all the different things that have been happening at the library in 2025. These are all the activities that we've had. Some of them are sponsored by the Friends of the Library. They have 1 asterisk, 2 asterisks are legacy events. That means they're paid for with money from the legacy amendment that we get from the state. Taxes being spent in our community. And then the others are partnerships. So the next thing coming up is Julie Johnson's Blues Listening Concert. And if you want to listen to some beautiful music before the holidays, that's going to be on December 8th at the library. And all of these things have been free. The other thing I wanted to mention was that the best way, I mean, you guys are supporting the library as a city and with your tax dollars, but a very easy way to support the library is to just get a library card and make sure that it's valid. Because if you get a library card and you think you've got one sitting in your pocket and you are a library user, make sure that it is still valid, because every 3 years they expire, and if they expire, eventually they get expunged from the system. And we all know that numbers help make decisions financially. So when we go looking for funding for the library at a county level or at the state level, we know that those numbers matter. So if you don't already have a library card,
And you can already.
I think I've added those also onto your desk. You have an application on your desk as well.
You should mention that you can use that as a form of ID.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a form of ID.
At the airport.
At the airport, yeah. I think Marilyn Worth said that.
Yeah, yes. It works as a form of ID, you'll accept it.
The other thing is you can.
I don't know if I've ever had one.
We have free
I did.
Wi-Fi, we have all this.
And then I just wanted to mention, Carla, today the Friends made another decision to start monthly, we're gonna try it, a monthly get-together for seniors over 60 in our community that can come and get the blood pressure taken, and we're going to provide coffee and visiting and try to get a little more camaraderie between the seniors for visiting and just, you know, companionship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just the Friends of the Library deciding to do something on their own.
Yeah.
So thank you again. Thank you for all your work.
Yeah. Thank you for all you do.
All right, thanks, Carla. I think you got 2 signing up here if you want to wait a minute or two. Okay. Stewart County Sheriff's Department. I said, we have 2 people signing up here if you want to come again. Mine expired, I know it did.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening. You look very nice.
Yeah.
Not that you don't always, but you look extremely nice.
I had a doctor's appointment with my going uniform, so.
Wow, you go to the doctor like that? Whoa. What a good son.
Yeah.
Report for the month of October, I would take to say 5, but I'm gonna say relatively 5. Just going through the list of calls here, animal complaint, which is a deer that was struck and managed to fall off before we got there. A couple of citizen contacts, one was a gentleman who was screwing up and he up on the straight over Casey, he had a warrant for Florida. Only extraditable from Florida, where they're going to pick him up from Florida, so we're just talking about that. The other one was just a gentleman had questions about whether or not we had a reserve program, which we do not have, questions about water patrol. The civil matter was some questions about an eviction process that was ongoing, the subject of eviction and restaurants owned. Community engagement was investigated Kotzbar over at Harvest Bank doing the talk on fraud. The crash, no injuries, was in a parking lot in town, and we just helped assist with exchanging information. Escort was a funeral again. The follow-up was on the medical that was over at Triple R some time ago, where we did CPR over that one too, and the gentleman did lift from that one. Trying to find, for our award ceremony, we're talking to the gentleman's wife, and she wanted to recognize a citizen who started CPR too, and we had video clips and just one little short still picture, and we don't identify the guy, so we knew who he was.
He's from our campground, and he was so happy to live because that was kind of a crazy story. Yeah.
You know, it was one of those things, too, where just so come up, it was fun having it up in the Main Township.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Mobile alarm was over at Casey's. That was actually a false alarm. New employee grabbed the trip dollar by mistake. Juvenile problem was over at the school, handled by the SRO. Medical alarm was just a lift assist. 12 medical emergencies throughout the month, no issue, just media those. Missing person was actually a juvenile who left home without permission. They were located. The patrols there, that was just again over at Kimball High School, doing some work on our CAD system, entering some maps and other alarm applications for the high school. Personal assist, the first one there was, just the only one, personal assist was somebody coming through town on their car, and pick up one of those speed trackers going across the road, so we helped them report that to the DOT. Property damage was, somebody had their tires deflated, they named the suspect, when they deflated the tires, they also damaged a valve stem, so the individual who did that decided that they better get a pay for the repair, which they did. 17 school patrols for the month by the SRO. This incident was just going to be flipping over a bunch of stores and moved on. 3 traffic stops for the month. But again, you'll see a bunch of ongoing calls here, mainly for the Kimball Fire Department. Most of those are just simply calling just for responding to the medicals. 4 of those, ending in 224, 225, 227, and 223 were medicals that were responding to our office going because we were close, or we decided to work based on the circumstances that Kimball Fire would let us know if they needed us. And then there was one also false fire alarm over at Kimball High School that everybody was transferred to. And then lastly at the bottom was just a welfare check. Somebody called in to get a hold of one of their elderly friends. We found them, they lost their phones, but break it up and have them chat on the phone, and everything was fine.
Sure.
And then, we are getting close now, the next week or two, our, new officers will be doing field training. We're building schedule for 2026, almost on that, so your officers for 2026 will be, folks that we know, that will be riding kites and, air conditioning.
Oh, yes, I held them on the bus.
Yeah. Wow.
They're going to be assigned to local law.
Good, awesome.
Yeah.
Eric was a good kid.
Yeah, nice, very nice kid. All right. Well, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Thanks, John.
Michael.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Hello.
I know, I don't like it.
I don't think any of us like this time change.
This is the longest day. It just seemed like it just went on forever.
As of today, we are at 256 calls for the year. Last year, we were at 189.
Oh, boy. That's a big difference. Yeah.
Go back to 21. The next closest was 207 that I seen. But I think 2020 was our record year. 281. So we're creeping up on it. This is our last one, so we start over again. Our new drop tank for the new truck is in now. It's in place. It's in service.
Awesome.
So that is going. They still have to come out there and put a piece of poly underneath the tank, so it's not metal on metal. Just gonna go in easier. It's just something we negotiated. When we had an issue with the drop tank, so they're doing that, and they're gonna change out the ladder brackets. The ladders that we have, it works and it holds the ladders, but it's ground bracket for our type of ladders. So we're just gonna switch them out. No big deal. We did get a Compier grant for boots. It was $3,600. Should buy us about 6 pairs of boots. We do have 15 that we have to replace due to length of service. Like we'll be in service for 10 years, so we have 15 pairs that we have to replace. And along with that, we have 4 sets of turnout gear that need to be replaced this year, and 4 sets that we can replace. Each set of turnout gear, what we're finding is about $4,500.
Wow.
So we will be looking at replacing that, and our next big purchase is going to be new radios. Is what we're working to get replaced. Some of them have been in service since 800 megahertz came into service 20 years ago. It's time to replace.
Wow.
It is time.
And I did get all the chiefs together to get a picture. Yeah. Basically, they're saying to do is magic on it, make it look pretty, so we can get from there.
Awesome.
Okay, good deal.
It only took you 10 months. Now I gotta hound you for something else. I gotta think of something.
Anything for me?
No, did you tell them a little bit about, I don't know if they know that they did that memorial out at the fire hall at the picnic, which was very nice. Yeah.
Family picnic where we handed out awards, 3 years of service, and we dedicated Katie Bowman Memorial to her. Sam Miller did a great job on that.
Mhm.
That is in place right now. So, you know, see it, it's on Big Rock. Got a light on it at night, which was cool. And we did have Jim Young, he had 25 years of service that was recognized.
It was a nice
Yeah,
ceremony.
I think there's a 10-year at the end.
Yeah, I'm trying to think too, but yeah. My brain doesn't work these days.
This is daylight savings time,
Yeah.
we're all messed up.
It's posted
But yeah,
someplace.
you're
I thought it was
nice.
Yeah.
We have an article in the paper did a nice job of,
Mm-hmm.
talking to a couple of people on that, so.
Yeah. Well, good. Yeah, so. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Trav, you're up next.
Just have one thing, there's some leftover money from previous road improvements, and we had those curbs redone on Elm Street and on Cruz, and then there was sidewalk in Hazel. There was some extra funds from that, that can go towards this. But we have to patch the road by those curbs, you can just find those. And then, while the burst pipe was out, I had them look at a couple other spots, including some manhole rings. There are 3 that I found, that I hit the fall almost every year and almost every time I'm out. So I'm gonna patch around those for $346 each. Early in the year, or early 2000, to do a manhole. So at this point, we're paying for just the labor cost of it and not so much the material. Elm Street and Spruce Street repairs is $3,000, and that's for the patch that's gonna go in up curb. And then up, I don't know if you guys are familiar with just north of Fenix on Home 35th Street there.
Yeah.
That whole side of the road is crumbled. We're gonna redo this. I sent an email out, must have been a couple weeks ago now. We're already gonna go forward with this. I talked to Nicole and Tammy about this, and for the prices that we're getting here, it was kind of a no-brainer. So this is more so just like a formality. They haven't actually done the work yet, so if we want to talk about it, we can, because there's a piece cut back in the day, and then, last week was rainy and whatnot, they just wouldn't come to work last week. So they're gonna come out either Wednesday or Thursday this week. They just needed repairs, just for basically the plowing. So, if there's much discussion or any questions on why this should be done.
Travis brought it down to me at work one day, and he just said he had talked to these people, and they would be working in Litchfield, and they'd come through with whatever they had left over. So when he showed me the price, I'm like, well, that's a no-brainer. I mean, the repairs need to be done, and every time you hit that with your plow truck, you're wrecking your plow truck too.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're gonna do, he said they were gonna look at Highway 15 and do some patching up there too, to fix that. And then there's another spot they did on Elm Street with a new fire trap with the water line in, that's sinking. So I think they're gonna skim over that as well. That's gonna be just doing it. So they're gonna be around this week to do the repairs.
Good week to do it.
And
Yeah.
This is Friday.
Yeah.
So we don't, do we need to make do we need to approve this, or?
If you would like to.
they haven't done the work yet, so it's one week after this.
Well, it needs to be done though, correct? Because it's crumbling and, yeah.
And you're not gonna get much of a better deal than
No,
that.
it sounds like it's a good deal.
Need a motion.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion.
Jody, we have a motion on the table from Jody. Do we have a second? Second from Kyle. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. No, so what again with the young couple that was here? What happened?
So.
I was kind of confused.
So they just moved in.
Yeah, I know.
And so they got like a social bill last month, and then this month it was really high. And we noticed it, and we were actually gonna go to them and be like, hey, you think there's stuff around, can you take a look?
Yeah.
They had called that night actually, and this time they couldn't make it in, but
Right.
the same time frame the plumber was there. And he's like, someone was like, hey, it's not a big deal, we'll get it tomorrow. That's what we did. And then he turned the valve inside, like we had valve inside, so we shut the water off. But as soon as he turned it on, you could just hear it and it was, you could see it and hear it going right into where the sump pump area was, or the sump pump was constantly, it was crazy.
Wow.
But they got fixed on those.
Was it broke before they bought the place, I think?
I don't know.
Well, I wasn't living there for so long.
Yeah, that's cool.
Almost like 6 months. So maybe,
The water hasn't shut off,
maybe they shut it off at the same time.
because I never shut that place
Oh,
off.
there was like minimal, yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
just felt bad for them. You come, you know, you're excited, you buy a new house, and it is a cute little house.
Mhm.
And then you get in there, and then, I mean, $600 water bill, I couldn't imagine. Good, so at least you figured it out, that's,
Well, it was in the house, under the floor.
So when the water line went in and came down.
Yeah.
It was all concrete, that's why they didn't, you know.
Could they go after, I mean, if it was broke beforehand, is there anything they could do with the,
they have inspections usually if they
yeah,
have.
but if the water wasn't on, would they would have seen it?
Maybe warranty something.
Yeah, I mean, it might be something for them to look
Thanks.
into, if
I
they haven't
would.
been there that long. So,
Yeah. Well, and then their child being burned. She fell in the fire. That was a serious deal.
what was that?
At their house.
Was that the
yeah.
one just
Yeah,
last
the
week or whatever?
helicopter landed at St. Anne and took
Okay.
her.
Oh, that was.
She
where
fell in
that
the
That was just
fire.
last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that maybe wasn't the one then, because
I thought there was one last week that
there
stopped
was
us
a
out.
child that was, that,
It was kind of last week. I don't know exactly where, but yeah, we had to deal with.
I think that baby just was unconscious, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So there was 2 of them. Oh, it's crazy.
mhm.
It's just like, man, if anything else could go wrong for those poor people, I was like kind of feeling bad for them, but yeah, they seemed really nice.
Very nice, yeah.
Great.
All right,
Okay.
So,
Thanks, Travis.
thank you.
we got 5.
There's a lot of stuff to look at here.
That was a nice printout, yeah. Well, and very well done.
Yeah.
So those are the quotes that we did.
There we go.
And then I kind of had a, like, multiply out the, yearly cost.
Because we're currently with Kathy and-
At your service.
at your service. So
When these people quoted it, did they understand what we expected to be done?
Yep, so I have the, regular candy, I have all 5 of, like, all the packets.
Oh, I thought everyone got one of these.
No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hog them. I'm so
oh,
sorry.
you didn't know.
No, yeah, so it was completely laid out, like, this is what we're doing. We did have, compared to in the past, we did have them clean our offices. But with the being a little bigger, we didn't have that. And I added that in the quote as well. On the side, walking in them for 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Plus.
Okay, so you need a decision on one of these?
I don't know if we need to make a decision or.
Well, I'd like to spend more time at least looking through them. I kind
Yeah,
of like.
Because I haven't had any chance to,
I don't know what to compare.
It was recommended today, so I.
okay.
Yeah.
And the Kathy's the only one here. So, did you want to say anything or? Yeah, sure.
It's just a lot of stuff there, though, and we didn't get time to look at it, and
Yeah, since 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And so I come with a very extensive background. And I'm not sure if you have my brochure, but I can pass it to you.
I have it in there.
yeah,
Maybe you want to see it?
I will give that to you. I was born and raised in Resort, and so, just right down the road. So I have a lot of cleaning experience on that side, very strong sales experience also. And so 10 years ago, when I did retire, I helped my son, put together a cleaning business for his home. And from there, it just spun off. And so I'm still using it.
I'm president of SC Restoration Services, and so you do have a quote from them also. They have extensive background in biohazard, which is something that I do not, and we experience that down there. I know what it takes, I have the training and the skills and the experience, but that's something that I do not want to get into. So if we ever had, if you ever had a circumstance like that, again, I would suggest a company like that, who's been in business for well over 30 years. Use them, as a team brother. So that was the franchise that they help, and they have two companies now, SC Restoration Services. So since I am here, you guys know, the experience that, I provide, and then in addition, what kind of thing that I do, to actually get on my hands and do stuff. So that's not something that a lot of companies do. And vacuum cleaning, even down at the pavilion, everything is swept to corners and vacuum. So, and a lot of companies will do sweeping and mopping. So, and disinfecting of all of, the chairs and the tables, and we use, not chemicals that are harsh, because we know that we're dealing with babies. We may also have pets, service pets that can come in, so we make sure that, and whatever we use is friendly, but also powerful to kill all the germs. And I know from experience, the building, I've been doing the building myself. And this year, my husband is helping me with the pavilion, because tables get to be a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, we saw him down there that one night when we were cleaning.
He's retired now. He comes with a strong background down in the city, demolition and cleaning. So we'll render like all of those companies that he has worked on. So I'm not sure where your rates are in this company in comparison, but I do know that my rate comes in as a professional a lot less as SC Restoration Services. But I feel that it's fair. Several companies locally here, Stronger Construction is really close to you. So it's a great reference. We'll tell you that my team has something that's extremely detailed, and we really truly care about the building. I mean, when Carl was talking about the library on the go, every single time I weekly and see all the things that they have in there. It's truly is. So if you haven't been to the library,
It is.
It really is.
It is.
It's a gem in our community.
That is for sure.
So I know the first time that I was hired, we had this, you guys had this before. I was not the cheapest, but you chose me because of the experience I came with. I volunteered at the St. John Hospital. That was one of the very first things that I did when I started working at the Rescue House. Got all the experience there because I wanted to have that training and experience when you're working with like biohazard. So that wasn't the arena that I wanted to take. I felt that it was really important to add that, to my portfolio.
Hey, you've done it. I was in the bathrooms tonight and I was looking, usually when you go into commercial buildings or whatever, the tiles in the bathrooms are just disgusting because they just take a mop and they scrub over them and they don't look like that.
You'll see, I was pulled over, this is a funny story. So sometimes I don't pay attention to what I'm going, and I was over by the hospital. And so I was traveling, Grand Lake.
Oh yeah, there is, 30.
So I couldn't get pulled over by a police officer, it was late at night, because I cleaned buildings late at night. And he asked me where I was coming from. And I said, well, I'm there for Kimball, and he looked at me, he goes, Mr. Kimball, and I said, yes. I love using the bathrooms, the pavilion bathrooms, she said, they're so clean. So I said, you let me off.
That's a good story.
It helps.
So any other questions?
No, I think, have you had any issues that you want to bring forward as far as cleaning or,
I don't think so. I mean, if I see something, I tell the girls and the guys will go on and they will fix them. I know we had an issue with the light down at the pavilion that was scary for quite a while. And eventually we fixed it.
You know, sometimes things get a little bit crazy at the pavilion and the
It's kind of scary when you're down there late at night.
Mhm.
I've been down there. There's a lot of traffic going down there.
There's a lot of traffic, and so it's kind of a blessing that, you know, my husband comes down, because we always clean it at night. And that's traffic that you're dealing with when you're, for the bathroom, you know, people are moving them, so you want to make sure that they're doing.
All right.
Any questions? I mean, you can take, the only thing that I would suggest if you're gonna do window cleaning, I know the library definitely could use that outside. My recommendation, you know, like the Kimball Hospital, and I used to clean for Daryl, I was cleaning, but Daryl, Schaefer, Granite, oh my gosh, I just think about it, Granite, okay, Daryl Schaefer. Yeah,
Granite City,
Granite City window cleaning.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Anybody out there, and they come up with distilled water, so when they clean the windows, you know, walk away, and we could do it, because we do it with our camper detailing business, and we do it for Bronner Construction, but from an economical standpoint, it would just make more sense for somebody like to. So, and you'll see when you get there, it looks like it's in one side, but it's not, it's on the inside, it's on the outside. Anything that you can?
Well, no, we just looked at this because we're looking at the budget, and the budget has been a big, you know, part of our, you know, so, you are like higher than the other, there's like 3 that are lower than you, so, you know, that's always got to be considered, but, you know, you also hate to know a good thing and go to something else.
Right.
But we do have to really be cognitive of our budget, so.
But it's that time, so it's not that I'm charging you a high rate, I'm charging you actually less, you know, so when you're looking at City Hall, it does take me 3 hours to do it. And it's not that I'm, well, we watching and I'm very impressed. But if you're looking at adding, like I put in there, if you're looking at adding the offices and then the break room, that would be an additional.
Oh, that's true.
Hour. And so I've had that 155 rate for this building since 2020. So I've held that rate for you guys for 5 years, and still continue to hold that rate because I think it's fair. But that's below my actual minimum. And the same with the fire department. You know, my rate is higher than what I provide to them, and it's 4 hours. And when I'm there, everybody will come in and they say it's phenomenal, you know, so good. And the catwalk, that, you know, that's all swept and vacuumed, and all the door handles are disinfected. So I treat every building as if we're dealing with COVID, and you can get a lot of different things from public facilities. And so I would say, even if you decide not to go with me, remember for the years that I've been with you, be proud of what I was able to provide you, because it's cleanliness just like it would be in your home. And you definitely need that, because what we walked into down there at the pavilion, that was terrible. You had blood, you had feces, and you had vomit all in there. That was a terrible biohazard. And how that came to be, I don't know.
We don't know, you know, and we probably will never know, but.
It bothers me.
It did bother me. Yeah.
Like, what is that, and hopefully that ever happened with the farm.
I don't know what you guys, your wishes are, but I just would like to have more time to look through this stuff. Because
I
it's
agree.
just kind of got thrown at us, and it's like, I no idea.
If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me. If you want to know the time that I put in, absolutely. It's not 1 hour, and I can. And, you know, like the steps going down upstairs, they get handy, like, is that important to you? I don't know. It is to me, you know, and my whole entire team, every time that we go and do something and walk out, people are going, that's amazing. So that's the way we work at the thing called hospital. So it's just dealing with, you don't know what's
Right, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to, and if you decide to not go with me, that vacuum cleaner that I donated, that will get $300, expense out of my pocket. The value of that is actually more. It's getting with the library. Because they really need it.
Yeah, that's what I
Well,
thought.
that's very generous. Thank you.
300 was pretty cheap. I
Yeah.
thought, "Whoa, that was a good deal."
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Anything else, Allison? So thank you for, putting that
Doing
together
all that,
today.
yeah.
I appreciate that.
No, and thank you for tonight for
Yeah.
you doing all that little reception. That was very,
Yeah, that was really
very nice and very, well accepted. I just, wish more people had come to appreciate that, but it was very nice. Thank you.
I think so.
Yeah.
I thought that was very nice that the dispatcher came. I thought that was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I talked a little bit today, just thinking about it, like, I still think we need to pursue, and I kind of think you would be the one to do it, a welcome to Kimball package. It has to go in we need to team up with the chamber to do it too, but.
We have a packet that I've seen before, but it's like, you could email it to somebody.
Right, I just think when someone comes in here to register for their water bills or whatever, it'd be nice to hand them something to say, here's what Kimball has to offer. If you're looking for churches, here's what we have to offer.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know on the comprehensive plan, that was one of the comments in one of the questions was, it'd be nice to have something given to you, like when you come here to a new town. And we used to have a lady that went around town and delivered a basket to people.
Hand delivered.
No, I just think.
That was
They
an
come
old-
into the
that was
office
an
to read
older
something nice to
football,
hand them.
And
You can have Travis
My
do
whole
it.
house, I want a discount. I didn't know, like, these are things pretty fast.
Oh,
But I mean,
I
if,
will email you what we have and then.
Yeah. cause like the chamber, if you could have so say the bank gives out cups, maybe they could put a cup in a little basket or a bag, just little business cards so people know. And we did have like a little brochure. Maybe we need to explore that a little bit too, but
It's like a packet, it's probably like 20 pages. I'll
yeah.
email it tomorrow and you guys will be.
Yeah, I just think it'd be nice to hand something, like when they come in here and just say, here you go. Cause,
Yeah.
and maybe we could look at what other cities do, right? It would be nice to just see, our side, what other cities do. So I just thought it would be very nice too.
well, I couldn't imagine what it'd be like to just move into town and you don't know anybody and you don't, it'd be just nice to have something like a resource, like one of the resource guides from the Tri-County News even be in it. Oh my gosh, yeah, here's this. I need a plumber because my water's leaking all over the basement. Well, because I don't know where they came from, if they came from around this area, So I just think we just need to start doing something. We need to get the ball rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Not to throw it at you, but I think you'd be perfect at it because you're very organized that way.
Some of the businesses might want to even contribute something,
Yeah.
Well, we did bring it up at the chamber meeting.
Yeah, we did.
and Not a lot of people were, there was a lot of head nodding, not a lot of.
Yeah, there's no follow through. There's no follow through right there right
I
now.
always talk about the welcome wagon, before, not lately, but it's been a while,
Right.
so.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Back to this thing. So I assume these prices are all based on the same number of cleanings. It's hard to see what they're really providing in this
Right.
literature here. I mean, there's insurance information and stuff like that, but it doesn't necessarily say. I see that it says the shelter is 21 cleans a year, but I don't see, city hall, library, fire hall. I'm assuming that's all based on the same number of.
Yeah, so the city hall and library are bi-weekly,
Okay,
and then the fire hall is monthly.
okay.
Did we ask for references from any of the cleaners?
Yeah, they all have two
Okay.
or three references.
Okay.
There's a big difference in price here.
Yeah, big difference.
The PDQ did say with tax on these amounts, but we're tax exempt. So I kind of just went with that price.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we.
And are these people from around here?
So the
St.
PD
Cloud,
was
Watson.
from St. Cloud.
Okay.
SC Restoration and Package Services, Kathleen. Crico Cleaning is Kathy Kramer.
Which one is?
The Crico Cleaning.
Watson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've heard Kathy's very good.
I have heard that too.
And then Dan's commercial leaders is a girl named Kim Hunt. I believe
She's David Hunt's wife.
Oh,
She should
okay.
be Kim Shanyo.
Okay.
Some of her kids went to school here.
Okay.
Two of them.
so fairly local.
Mm-hmm. Kathleen does do a good job. I will say that because
Oh,
the cleaner we had before Kathleen, there was no comparison. None.
She's at your service, right?
yeah, yeah. So she's 17,865 and yeah, of course, the 31,000 is totally out of hand, I think, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I
And
was
then,
at 5 myself, but.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
I'd want to call and just the references and just follow up on that.
right. As well as use them that they didn't give a reference for.
Huh?
No, I'm just saying if you,
If there was something there.
no, there is, but I'm just saying who else uses them? You know, generally you, like, are they, the people that give references, are they friends? I mean,
Yeah,
if you can find out who else uses them that, yeah.
yeah.
So if there's a way of figuring out who else uses them, I mean, I don't know.
Because my fear is, I mean,
Because I've used some cleaning companies at my current job and not so good.
yeah, that's my concern is like, I know what kind of job Kathleen does and she does do a good job. My concern is, okay, if we go the cheapest because we're going to save a buck or two, do we end up with the kind of cleaning we
It's
had
thousands,
before?
not just a buck.
Yeah, well, the thing is, if we have an expectation and they're not meeting it, then,
Yeah.
I mean, it is
Well,
a
and
huge savings.
Well, I think the first three, with hers included, are within a reasonable amount of each other. I think, you know, I've heard that Kathy Kramer is very good.
I have too.
Yeah.
I have too.
Um,
And
so,
didn't she come in and do something
Yeah,
for us?
she got the construction.
There you
Yeah, we
go.
had to do the office in the break room.
and how did you feel about it? It was great. Yeah. Well, and what I will say about Kathy, she was here, which is a huge
Yeah.
deal. And I guess I like that a lot. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know.
I didn't, like, just saying, I didn't, like, tell anybody that we were having.
Oh, so that's good to know because
Yeah,
I thought, wow, you're the only one that showed up.
All,
Yep.
I'll be like, by the way, we're going over the globe.
Mhm. Mm-hmm.
My only complaint about at your service is those ladybugs are up on this step.
Yeah, I agree there. I kept thinking that too.
I'm sorry,
I kept,
that's my only 2 cents.
I kept
Take it as you
thinking
what you
that.
want.
No, I should have mentioned that because, you know, she really went on about her services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say with ladybugs, just out at our cabin, I cleaned our garage, like it's like a place you can sleep in. I cleaned that puppy and I got every damn ladybug there was, and the next day they were all over. So she cleans
I'm not saying
every
that.
other week. You know, maybe that's something we need to look at doing
I'll
too,
come next
you know.
time.
My ladybugs are crazy.
They're nuts.
I mean, they are nuts in that old house and you can clean and seal
Yeah.
everything. They're still there.
But it did drive me nuts too.
yeah.
It drove me crazy.
And she has done an excellent job. I've, you know, been around for a while and I've seen I've seen the past
Mm-hmm.
and the present.
Mm-hmm.
And I just will say she's very good. She is very good. But, you know, I don't know. I think I was, you know,
And we got a couple other options that, and we know that, you know, if you know who they are and they
Mhm.
offer just a bit of service.
because that's a few $1,000s.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal, you know?
I would say of them all, I know 4 of them.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Does anybody know the PDQ?
Well, so that lady started to drive bus. She's learning to drive bus for me, and her husband has this business. And I was just telling her about it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know anything about the cleaning. I mean, I don't know anything about the,
Mm-hmm.
but I know they live by St. Augusta, somewhere in that area, between St. Augusta and the South End of St. Cloud. And her husband owns his business, and she seems to be a,
All quickly.
yeah, there you go.
And called.
She cleans with them, I know that, but and she just randomly mentioned it to me one day, and I just said, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I guess my only fear is that we hire somebody else and they're terrible, and then we are backpedaling to like, oh my gosh, now we let her go. We could always call her back, I suppose, but you know, I just always say you cut your hand off, and then you're like, oh boy. That's my only opinion, but I really think.
I'm not even saying that we have to go the cheapest. I'm just saying there's two others that are cheaper than
No,
her.
right. And I do know that Kathy Kramer, I've heard, is very good.
I have too, absolutely, I have.
I don't know this JS commercial.
Well,
What was our budget for it? What do we budget? Do you know if right offhand? We have. Is it in this packet?
So kind of what I was saying before when I said bucks, I mean thousands, whatever.
Mhm.
My fear is what Cindy just said. That's my fear.
yep.
If you're paying someone 10,000 and they do a crappy job,
You're paying money,
it's
throwing
like
money,
paying, you might
yeah.
as well go with the third highest bid then, you know.
The highest bid might do a crappy job.
They might do a crappy job, is right.
I think, to me, I call the references before I make a
Absolutely.
decision.
Mm-hmm.
I think we know that the one we have and what to expect there, but it's the others we don't know too much
Right.
about.
I kind of know a little bit about Kramer.
You know, if we're talking a small amount difference between, but we're talking a range of 10,000 to 31,000, so
Could you
the
guys,
$20,000 range. Yeah,
Kathleen would go up on that, because she said that if we added those.
It would be more.
Right.
that's true too.
Mhm.
It would go up a little bit more.
And everybody else that quoted it with the offices.
Correct.
So why didn't she?
I should have been like a star on the bottom. Cause I added it in there, and that, it was in the wall.
Okay.
So
Well, this
the
could
others
go up even
included
higher.
that,
It will go up higher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she didn't include that.
That's
Yeah.
silly, but.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I mean, it would just go 165 up to 220.
So do you guys want to call the references, or do you want us to call, what do you want? How can we move forward with this? Because I think that is where we need to do. I'd like to read through those, if you could even send us,
I would like to too. I would
Yeah,
really
I'd
like
like to
to.
look
and-
through them.
Do you, call the veterans committee?
It might be the best if she took it, because then she knows exactly what she's
Yeah.
asking for each
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And then
That's-
she
that's a
also
good
knows,
point.
what we've had and what we want. And, you know, you could kind of get a good feel for maybe what they're saying. Yeah, yeah.
It's not gonna be tomorrow.
No. And I don't think we're in a big hurry.
If you could put something together for us, just, you know, even if you want to send it out to all of us, like when you do get all the information, so we can kind of look at it. And
I mean, I think it just would be nice to have something by, you know, December, or, you know, even the new year. Because
yeah.
yeah. All right.
Okay.
Tonight. Oh, boy.
It's like, it's not gonna happen.
I mean, you did a really good job, and I appreciate it, but it just, you can't throw stuff like that to me right away. I gotta absorb it. I'm just, you know, that way.
We're,
Jody, to answer your question, 13,795, that doesn't include the bike hall.
13,795. Is that under general fund on the expenditures, or what is it under?
It's included with the, professional services under each department that it belongs.
I see.
Oh, so it's not just,
It's not just
there's a bunch of
one, okay.
individual, okay, that's fine, I was like,
All right.
kind of
13,795.
not including the firehouse.
Okay. I'm gonna make a note of that.
No, the other two at the top are at one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And if you have more out of that, a little over $1,000 per boat.
The 225.
225 is another 1,000.
And you go for that.
So 18, 19.
So it's gonna be what?
So it'll go for 19,000.
That's a big jump.
For Kathy? Oh, boy. Yeah.
Kathleen.
Kathleen or whatever. Okay,
Is that right?
yeah.
Well, we're really happy about that.
Okay, so you do that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I can do that, sure.
Okay. Nicole, you're on next. There's nothing else.
I don't believe.
All right.
19 kind of like knocked me for a good one.
All right, we had a change order from Granite City. They actually did the work on the change order a few weeks ago, but they just got me the, form for it. They had to add some piece of plywood on the end. Alan had made a comment that he was surprised that those brick walls are standing with so much water damage. If you would like to approve the change order for $4,667.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, somebody like to make a motion?
it's already done, so I'll make a motion to approve the Granite City.
Thank you. We have a motion from Jody. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Kyle. Any further discussion? I would like to say they did a really nice job and very professional. They spent a lot of time on that roof.
You're not finished yet.
Okay, well, it looks really nice.
It does, very, very good.
It looks like it's something that looks, it's gonna hold up. So I'm glad they did the job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. They worked hard and long on that roof. I mean, and yeah, it looks really nice. Okay, I'll shut up now.
The next item is the application number 2 for BCI Construction, for their progress through the end of the month, which I think October, on the City Hall entrance. That is $22,529.32.
Okay,
Need a motion?
yes, I do.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion from Jody. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second from Cindy. Is there any further discussion?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
I said I could be tonight.
What do you want to say?
The formula that the fire department is looking to get rid of, I received one. Then we have them open until Friday at noon. We didn't get anything by then, so it extended it through today at noon.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one bid, for $1,091 from Jason Pierce. So, would you like to accept this bid?
I guess if it's worth that, I guess whatever. I don't know how much one's worth, so I'm saying okay. Okay. Somebody like to make a motion to approve Jason's bid.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion from Kyle.
Second it.
Second from Cindy. All those in favor? Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Health
And then
insurance.
I set out the health and dental insurance information for you. I know I mentioned at the last meeting that I had gotten it. I'm gonna print it for you this time.
Yep.
This packet.
Yes.
It's a lot.
So our final number is 12.15% for the health insurance. And, sorry, and then,
Health partners?
yeah. So 12.15% on the health insurance rate.
Increase?
Yeah, cool. Oh, yeah.
Is this what we have now?
Yeah. Usually Al from AC Group will send over also like a comparison sheet, and haven't gotten that yet
Okay.
from him.
Have you guys done your health insurance at all? It's supposed to go,
No.
ours is going up.
We just got notified that CJ's EpiPens are no longer gonna be covered by the insurance.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're-
will make it important.
I'm really cutting on, all
January
prescriptions.
1st, no longer covered.
Wow.
My daughter has EpiPens, and they're no longer gonna be covered by the insurance as of January 1. They're like $300 a pop.
Yeah.
I do, but,
Those expired ones work good. for
yeah, as
like
long as they're not
7, 8 years.
cloudy. And so I got about 50 of them, I swear. I mean, not that many, but I have a lot. We had to have 2 of them when they were in school.
Yeah, and daycare.
Yeah, so. Yeah. So,
We went to Health Partners for our Advantage plan, Medicare Advantage plan, and it went to 0 pay. But they're not covering hardly anything like they were. And there's not the fluff anymore. We don't
Yeah, the
get
fluff's
1,600 for glasses and hearing aids, and we can't go to Mayo. So that's out of the option.
not even if it's a referral.
No, no, and then unless we want to pay our own,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of big cuts, and then we're not on any pills,
Mhm.
but pills went way up,
Yeah,
and they're not paying
A lot of them are
for
not
generic. A lot of them aren't allowing generic. You have to get the full, like Ventolin versus albuterol,
mhm.
and that was just a few changes, but it was pretty crazy. So I feel sorry for anybody on a lot of pills.
So I'm going to review that information.
Yeah,
in the
because
next meeting. That is what I figured in the, okay.
The 12%.
12.5, and then the other one was 4.009.
Okay, are we moving on to the fee schedule?
And then, yeah. So this is just preliminary for next year for the fee schedule. Back in September, they included information in the council packet for what the Bucktown had for changes, and then for what the state had for their, they accept fees, next one they do. And then we had talked about, instead of charging them monthly, going to annually for like that state accept fees by adding those on here. Updated the shelter rental, added the community room rental that we had talked about at the last meeting. The updated the water and sewer rate, what it'll be for next year.
The only thing, I don't have anything on here for like the compost card. Or the automated fencing.
When are we gonna have that up and running again by?
Spring.
So do we need to have it on this?
We don't have to have it on here yet, that's, the one thing that's not on here.
I have a dumb question.
No questions,
Well,
no questions,
so I'm just was looking at, like, I see a 3-2 beer license, 100, then I see 3-2 beer license, 10. What is the difference? There was some stuff like that I seen where it was like the same thing, but different pricing. Like, I didn't understand. I don't know.
Or which one?
I was looking at, 600.08 A and B.
So, the first one, on 32, is what the Boston has.
Okay,
And then the
115-3, towards the back.
okay, so, but why is such a drastic difference in, just because one's on sale and one's off sale? Okay.
Like a regular optional license, like Sandy and the pub
Yeah.
pub is $140.
So why is Casey's only 10?
So theirs is just strictly for 3-2 beer,
Mm.
not for, anything else. So.
I didn't even know they had
I mean,
beer in there.
but $10 seems awfully cheap.
But it doesn't require, like, going in and doing,
Any checking or
I
monitoring?
mean, like, they do check it,
Mhm.
but it's not as labor intensive.
Okay.
You know, since they're a bar that's open all the time, or a ball game, for 6 to 9 months a year. So, I mean, it's gonna be based on what it costs us to administer it, so.
Okay, I was just curious, there was a big difference and I just didn't really understand why.
Yep.
I didn't even know they still had 3-2 beer. I'm not gonna drink it.
There was another one I seen earlier, let me see if I can find it.
There is not any changes on here for whack and taxis. I know that's been discussed, I don't know that anything's been decided. If you want a different structure for those. So that needs to be figured out by the next meeting.
So how many people pay for their chicken, backyard chicken?
Really?
How many?
And they pay it every year?
We just started it.
Not really. No.
We got a rooster in our
Wouldn't it just be renewed this
backyard. I
year? Because
enjoy
we just
it.
adopted that last year? So they all paid the $100, but nobody's renewed the $25. So if they skip it,
Yeah, you really need to, because that's not right that they don't, because then you're setting a precedent to say, well,
well, I think it wouldn't be due until January, right? Because we just adopted it last year.
yeah.
Yeah, whenever it was, but yeah.
I don't know who's got this rooster, but I like him.
Is there a new building permit fee schedule here somewhere?
Yes.
Like
I just saw it.
200 page.
It is on page 68.
I was way off.
They changed their, like, format of it, so I just updated that.
I read it, but I don't remember where it was at.
I see.
Is the fencing and all that, is that for new fencing or is that repair fencing too?
How much are you repairing?
I ain't repairing anything yet.
Are you saying you want it?
No. I'm not doing anything anytime soon.
Well, we can have it for anyone.
But I don't understand on their schedule here is how the fees broke down. So if you look at, as an example, I'm looking in the right place, under residential permits, it says building permits, and there's nothing on that line item.
This is the information right below that.
You have to go to the table 1A to get that.
1A is the valuation, that's how they calculate the fee. But where's the fee?
That is the combination of the fees.
The 1A is used for calculating the valuation, which is applied to the fee. But where's the calculation for the fee?
When I go this way instead of this way. The hell?
Oh, I'm not finding that.
There it is, up and down.
Okay.
You can type in 68.
If you look at the old table as an example,
That is the same thing.
Like right here, up here, right?
that's what I'm wondering if there's a fee change or not.
No,
Thank you.
they still have it as the prior fee.
Coming up a single area fire and rescue.
Okay.
So this is where it's coming.
I'm looking at the table where it says, as an example, 100 to 500,000, which is most of the homes in town. 993.75 for the first 100,000 plus $5.60 for each additional 1,000 or fraction thereof.
Yeah, that's still the same, they
Oh
still
my
have it, like, laid
I
out.
wonder if we're finding it.
Yeah, it's crossed off on here, so that's why I was wondering if there was a new table.
No,
I ain't saying anything over here.
You might want to just make sure on that.
I do that.
Oh, you did, okay.
Here, right here.
So,
What's in there
So you're on,
today?
you're on 10.
Oh, for God's sake.
all right.
You're on the wrong thing, Cindy.
Yeah. Well,
Full time?
this whole time. I was like, what's going on here? Is this the current one? Yeah, okay, good.
I ain't saying a thing. I don't know how to run these
You can pick on
computers.
me all you want. I don't care.
How did you follow along the whole time?
Well, I was following with my printouts, because I had some printouts, but I'm like, where the hell is that? So everybody's on that, and then you had the other stuff, so.
Hey, I'm
I'm
with you, Cindy.
Oh, gosh.
My kids are like, just do this, Mom. I'm like, I didn't grow up with these things, guys.
Zoning, do we have things in our, such as zoning permits? Give me an example of what that would be, like a fence?
Those are included on the, one from inspection. And the only thing that wouldn't be on here would be a
There's a list somewhere?
Thank you, Jody.
Fence, shed,
My grandkids come up and also show me how to do.
Well, I had it up today, and then I must have hit the wrong thing for tonight, and I'm like, this just doesn't make
okay,
sense.
so,
Excuse me.
Yeah, this is 9:15. I said it is 9:15, the old bedtime.
No, it's only 8:15.
I know, but
Yeah, our old time.
Oh, no, it's only 7.
anyway,
what? But you fall
No.
behind.
No, we
We never
fall
changed.
back. So it's really 9:15.
No, we went,
Oh, it's 7:13.
no, it's only 7.
Oh, 'cause
That
we
clock
didn't
didn't go
change
back.
that. Okay.
I thought it was getting late. I'm like,
It's 8:15 old time, 7:15 new time.
This is really hard on us old people. You can get hard on you guys. It's really hard on us old people.
But especially if you didn't change it.
I put my kids up later because it was treatment. So if you have anything for the fee schedule, next meeting,
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
The next item I have there is the wage scale.
When was the last time it was updated again? You said in there, but I don't remember. I gotta look at it again.
2020. Was when, which would be, so the first page I have in there has like 2 different options. And then following that, there's the existing wage scale, which says like adopted May 5th, 2020 on there. And then the 2 pages after there's, are like option 1 and option 2. So what?
So the last time it was upgraded, didn't we have somebody help us do it?
Yeah,
Okay, who was it again? Remind me.
that guy,
We didn't do crap.
Yeah.
Remember that? We paid him a lot of money for
Yeah,
nothing.
we did.
so,
Just I just kind of remembered it vaguely.
wait, all right. So like the first option, I went through all the, so Lee does a pay survey each year. So I went through all those, pulled each like job type that we have. And then use like the starting numbers based on like those job types, and then started filtering by like population. So we weren't being, even though I had the information for larger cities and counties, so I wasn't still comparing our stuff.
Right.
Those I didn't need to, and got those starting steps. And then adjusted like the time, like the percentage that you would increase from stuff. And so like right now we're at 3% for all of them. So changing it from 1 to 1.5, 2, something like that. I mean, that can always be figure on this. And then the time that you go from each step. So it's not necessarily 1 step each year, but
The ones that are highlighted, is that the current, or is that the projected?
on the option 2, that's current for those ones. Where it has like dollar amount highlighted in there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what people are currently at. One of the things that we had talked about, and I also have that on like our existing one there highlighted, that way you can see where they gonna go to.
So if I'm looking at page 83,
There's what I'm looking at.
seasonal assistant, there's a 17 and a 16. Is that our 2 seasonal?
Yep.
Okay. And then are we looking at the step, like the 1 step ahead of for each one, or what are we looking at? I mean, is that what we're trying to decide?
I think the first thing to tackle is like,
What percent?
do you want to keep the wage scale what it is, or do you want to actually update it?
Or an actual scale? Okay. No, I'm just trying to figure out what we're all trying to decide, because I thought
Yeah,
because I know we talked about the scale not working for us.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So that's why I didn't know if we were trying to figure out what the pay scale was going to be, or if we were talking about the whole mess, which would be the whole pay scale. That doesn't work for us.
Right.
Okay.
And like what's been getting done is that stuff just keeps getting added.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
No.
And if the first, steps 1 through 10 don't even, if nobody's actually starting in the actual wages.
Right. Right.
Start at 1
Right.
and then you work
Yeah.
up
Right.
by having it.
Right.
So
Exactly.
could we eliminate so many of them and move our scale
I think
to
that's
a,
what, I think that's what she's saying.
How many do you need to read that? Get
Yeah.
rid of-
okay, that's the clean, that's what I'm looking at. So, okay.
Yep. I removed levels 1 through 9. so
Okay.
that-
And this is the cleaner, which makes sense what I was looking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then the
That's what I was
other
trying to, like,
thing
okay.
I have is if you
update it each year, it doesn't become outdated.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, so, I mean, what I did here was updated, use like the CPI index, and then their numbers are published by September.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can pick the whole country, you can pick just regions, so I just did Midwest. And you can also do, social security, I mean, there's sometimes they're fairly close, really, but. And if you keep doing that,
Looks like you put a
you're
lot,
not stuck in the same situation.
right. Looks like you put a lot of time into it. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you don't want to figure out, if you don't want to do something like, you know, people progress a step each year, and you can make it all performance-based too. Like, you don't progress to the next step until you,
Right.
you know, get 5 gold stars and 10 googly eyes.
So you've got our existing,
And you clean the ladybugs up and then you get it.
You know, like, it doesn't, not everybody has them that you get them like every
Right.
year.
Right.
Some is strictly performance, so.
Right. And that's what I get. That's what they do at work for me.
just to be clear, what you've got here on screen 81, 82, and 83. 81 is our existing scale.
Yeah.
82 is an option for change,
Yeah.
and that's what 83 is also.
Yeah. And the other thing to point out is that, both option 1 and option 2 have a, like, job title change instead of public works lead, then public works director.
And that's on page 82.
82 and 83.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And if you see on 82, I also have like job codes there, that's just in the salary survey. Those are the,
You have what quotes?
it has, there's a column that says job code,
Yeah.
that's nothing to even,
Got
it's just so I know what
Got it.
information I pull.
Right,
from the
right.
survey, and like how I categorize.
I get it now.
And then for their licensing, they get $1 extra an hour for class B, C, D, 3. Yeah, and you've got them all, don't you? Yeah. So you're at the top. Yeah.
Good for him. Good for you guys.
Yeah. Well, can you just kind of summarize the differences between the slide on 82 and 83? Nicole?
82, I use information from the salary survey that Lee does.
Okay.
83, I used our existing scale and removed the first 9 steps,
All right.
and then put it at 10 steps.
The salary survey is by the league?
Yeah.
So 83 have, the stepped increases are still at the 3%.
Mm-hmm.
And the 82 is, you've got 1.0 as an example. Is that the increase that you're referring to? Or what is the 1.0?
Yeah, that would just be the percentage increase.
Okay. Okay, this will give us something to look over. Okay.
And if you're going to make a change to the wage scale, it needs to be done by the end of the year. Because I have to stay after your reporting.
That's what we were gonna ask next, because I asked Kyle and he said the end of the year. So by the end of December. Because I thought it was the beginning of December that we had to have any changes in, but it's the end of December. And
You
so,
have to report as of the end of the year, so you
Right, right. But for the county, we have to have that in by, we're supposed to have it, okay,
So whatever you're going to do, I need to know for that.
yeah, okay,
Too.
all right. And that's the end of the year as well? Okay. All right, so we got a couple more meetings, but I hate to go right up to the line because that's just
Last
not.
time you guys just said the figure in 6% increase.
Yeah.
The last meeting 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
So I did that.
Yeah, Kyle, you weren't here, and I just had her figure in 6%.
If you're gonna actually like adopt a new scale, then maybe that can change stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have figured in here that you gave us? 6%, okay, just.
Yeah. Because I just threw that out, but it's like, whoa, when we did that, because we're like, oh boy, so I wanted it to be included, and then, so we've all got to think about, what we're doing here, because I don't know, like Tammy said, you thought that the new housing and the new business would bring in more revenue, which it has, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to cover all the bases.
That's all I have.
Right?
That's all I have for that.
Okay.
So we'll just wait till the next meeting, is that?
If you guys want to decide something now?
No, I want to look this over. So.
I like it, I think you did a good job. But
Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, but what you don't see,
Right.
we got to look at some other things here that just aren't in here. It's a great job. I'm not saying it's not, and it's what needed to be done, but there's just some things I need to look at. Okay?
Well, and because you're like, you want to look at the whole package, right? Like, you mean as far as the wages?
There's no comparison to what other cities have for one. I'm just
Right.
using that as an example. There's
Yeah.
some other things too,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
And then what we provide, I mean, because insurance took a big jump, so that's going to be a big,
Yeah,
kind of a, but.
in the whole compensation packages probably has to be considered, but nonetheless, just to focus on the pay scale thing, which is a change. It needed to be done. What's a little different here, is the fact that the option with the step increases is different, number one, from one example to the other.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to look closer at that. I already got some of that information that I've checked on with other cities, but want to make sure that we do it right. I don't want to have to do this again.
Right.
That's the main thing. So, and we want to make sure it's fair with everybody here. Maybe when we get time to look at it, and if there's questions, because some of you might have questions on this too, and then maybe we can meet as a personnel committee and kind of go over some of it, just to make sure we're all on the same page. I don't know.
Yeah, because
I'm sure you guys have looked at this.
yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind you probably have, but I don't even know that for sure, so.
Yeah, because the last time we had a personnel meeting was, gosh, when? August.
Yeah.
And so, that's, and I don't know, that's something to think about too. Do we want to have the whole council, being on a personal, like a workshop where we're all having a voice? Because we do have some things we have got to look at, and, maybe.
So did you guys do an evaluation then, or what do you guys do? I mean, do we do it?
No.
Right.
I did like when we were all together in the council, and we sat down and did each individual's.
Mm-hmm.
We all went around, kind of said our things, what we're positive and
Well,
what
just
things.
to kind of go over some of that, now we're talking about different things here, but.
We are.
Not to, get too far out in the weeds. We had a new,
Well, I just asked a question. 'cause
I know,
don't-
I get it, so I'll just provide a quick brief explanation so we can keep going here, but there was a new, format that was created, I'll call it, for the evaluation of the employees. And it's one that they completed, and then, I think council kind of looked at it. And this wasn't when you were here, that's why I'm explaining it.
I don't know, I
So,
appreciate that.
Yeah. I thought there were some things that needed to be changed on that, and to be honest, when we did that, there was a new council, new mayor especially, and, I still have those, by the way. It did turn out for good.
Right. It did? Or
It did not.
Oh, no.
No. So, and I think there was some biased things in some of that, and it was open to that, so I think there's some changes that need to be made. I have my own ideas on how it should go. I think it's the one that should, I like that type of system, but it needs to be, I think, streamlined a little bit. Yeah, and more understandable. You know, and in regards to the valuation, I'll just say this, that, yeah, we might be able to assess performance of Nicole, right? Because we deal a lot with her. I'm just using this as an example.
Yeah.
But much less with Allison, right? Where Nicole is dealing with Allison from day to day in the office here. So who's better to do that assessment or that valuation?
And we talked about
Allison
that.
or Nicole?
Yeah. And we did talk about that quite extensively.
Yeah, this came up when I first got on council. It's like, well, how, because we did a communicative group assessment, and I had no idea, who was in your seat before the thing. Yeah, I knew nothing about her or what she did or how she did it or how she performed, right? So how could I really do a good assessment of that? I couldn't. But Nicole could have, right? But it wasn't set up that way.
No?
Yeah. Any more than I'll use Travis and Mitch's, you know. Travis is set up much better than I am, or any of us, in my determination to assess how Mitch is, you know, being evaluated on his performance level, or what maybe needs to be increased or changed, or those kinds of things, right? Much better than I think most of us can, because they're working together every day.
Well, we don't really see their work. I mean, we don't really, you know, we hear it, but we don't see it. You know, other than, like today, I went out to the compost pile and I was very impressed with that compost.
I think that similar format is more likely to occur than where a council just goes one by one on down the list with each employee. If you go into this, I just relating to my past experiences in the cities I work, I did the assessment or the evaluation for the employees under me, right? And then I gave that to my supervisor. Yeah, and that's how it was done in every department.
And I like that.
Yeah, no, it's not perfect, right?
That's how you do it, right?
Yeah.
How you do it at your work? Is that how you do it at your work? Tammy?
I do all the assessments.
The other thing I'd like to incorporate into this a little bit is for each individual to evaluate themselves. So we have some comparisons, right?
I like that.
Yeah. So they can say, well, here's what I think I need to work on. Here's what I think I don't need to work on. And those kinds of things, right? We're just trying to get
More of a round the ball kind of a picture, yeah.
But Cindy, I think you see, you mingle with them, Allison and Travis.
I do.
I mean, you do. So for you to say that you don't see whatever, I think you're more involved than you really are giving yourself credit here.
Maybe I am, but you know, I think sometimes it's hard to see what they're doing when you walk in and you like, you know, hi, how, you know, and we're having a little meeting or something. I'm evaluating that always, you know, because you're always looking at what are you doing, but it's, I think Travis is more what I was talking about, because I don't see what he's doing day to day.
I think it's easy for people that have been on council. I'll use myself as an example. Yeah, I've been here, 9 years, 7 years. And I have an opinion, a better opinion now of the staff than I did in year one, right? But there's constant change with new council and mayor. And I think if you don't have a system that kind of recognizes that, it's difficult. Yeah. And I think asking a council member that doesn't know even those jobs or those people, it's hard for them to do a fair evaluation of somebody. Really, that's really going to be meaningful.
I also think the employees need to know, they need to hear from their bosses that, they,
Yeah.
like I mean, if I see Travis, I was thinking when he comes down and says,
Yeah.
these things, I mean, I think that's really crucial and important.
Well, I think so too. I wouldn't disagree with that at all. I'm not saying that should be excluded at all. That's not what I'm getting at here.
No, I don't think he did. I just was saying, I just always.
And I think there's been discussions in our meetings, even though we haven't had a clear-cut method of doing an evaluation for an employee for a couple of years. We talk about those things in our meetings about our needs and our wants and how we're doing and how we're maybe not doing and things of that nature. It needs to be more of a documented system. And, maybe we can get something going.
But to our, strengths, I think we have done a very good job of communicating to each of you when we do have our employee meetings. And you can disagree or agree. I mean, but I won't like it. But I think we have a good communication when we are sitting with them and talking about what's been accomplished, what needs to be accomplished. I mean, I think I've talked to each of you about, this is what I think that we need to do, or, what about this, what about that? I think there's been a good communication. And I feel, you've got to tell us if you're feeling like, are we communicating well with you or not? Because it's not a one-way street. It's got to be also that they're telling us, what are their skills or not, or do they need to improve on something that they're, giving us that information. So I don't know. I'm just throwing out something here, but
unless somebody has a different idea of what we should do, Tammy, I don't know. I knew what we did.
I just asked if we did them.
Yeah,
we
have not, and that's.
We used to do them. I just was asking if we did them.
Yeah,
that's how I base my job But I sit down with a couple bosses, and that's how I know if I need to work on something or if I'm doing a good job or what my strengths are.
Well, it's a good question. They should be getting done. And how often? There should be a couple times a year. I don't. Who knows?
It should be done at least once a year.
At least once, not less, right? Yeah.
If that's not happening, then that's failure on our part. And we need to get
I think the failure has been that it's not a documented process or hasn't been for a couple of years. Yeah, that's the failure.
But we have improved on meeting with them more on a quarterly basis because, not this last, but, he had a head injury. You've got to also look at that. Yeah.
And
I'm not making excuses.
We're not faulting anybody here. I'm just asking the question. So my job, when I get evaluated by my bosses, whom are not watching over me every day at all, because they're down in Mankato and St. Peter. But when they come up, they know what I'm hoping they know that I do all their billings for them and I do evaluations and stuff. And they give me either praise or they give me something, maybe this is your strength, but this is your weakness. And that gives me something to know I need to work on it.
Yeah.
For example, when we did billings for work, they've changed that up now. It has to be done by the third of the month. And that just blew me out of the water because my billing started at the end of the month, so that gives me 3 days to get my butt in gear and get down there, and that's what I was doing all day today, thank God for it, but, and sometimes you need to improve your job, but you need to hear from your bosses just to say.
Yeah, very good point. I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think that is too. Identifying your strengths and weaknesses is a great point. I can't do that, I don't think, adequately. That's my point, is what I'm trying to communicate here. And that, how am I to do that, or how is any new council member to do that when they're not even sure what that person's even doing because they've never seen their job description, right? And from a daily, weekly, monthly, thing,
Well, I think,
it's not easy for a council member to do that.
I mean, if they're not doing their job, you're gonna hear from the public. We're gonna know.
Well,
If there's a
some of
complaint,
that's debatable too, yeah. I get it, that it certainly could be real.
it's real. I've had the phone calls. It's
Yeah.
hard.
And it's something that, when you get a complaint, it has to be looked into. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but
Well, because you've been on the other end of the phone call.
I don't go to the corner pub to find out
I don't either.
our staff's performance,
No?
right? It's just not gonna happen.
I mean, I can tell you when I've been in the corner pub, nobody's talked about the city.
Yeah.
No,
I'm just,
I don't go
I'm
there
not
very
picking on,
often.
I'm not picking on the pub, but
I don't
Yeah.
go there very often, but when
You know?
I have been there.
But your point is, I don't gossip.
yeah.
But I've also gotten the phone calls where they said, I just want you to know what this employee did, and I appreciate that. Going above and beyond to help.
Well,
This couple tonight, you went above and beyond for them. And that's good PR for the city. Why wouldn't I want to come in if there are people who are going to treat me like that? That's awesome.
Yeah, and I think we've been doing, the city staff and us as a council have been doing more above and beyond than a long time. I mean, it's really been, I think,
well, what helps here is that this isn't a large group,
right.
right? We don't have 35 employees, right? So, and the other thing that sort of plays into this is there's been change that's obviously happened.
Yeah, a lot of change.
That plays into this too, not just with staff, but also council. I'm not making any excuses. I think, and I've said this before, and I've had these discussions with Cindy, is that, that needs to happen. We need to get going on this, and this is on us, that we don't have a documented system for employees to be evaluated, or to evaluate themselves, or to communicate through this evaluation process what maybe they think we need to do differently, right? So there's that too. So we will get on that. Yeah.
All right.
You're up, Cindy, I guess.
Oh, geez. All right.
signal.
I'm still thinking. The AED, I got a call from Brenda Lodemeyer, who was here tonight for that little
That was really
award.
nice.
And Brenda just mentioned that there's no address at the AED down in the shelter. And she would like to see us put up an address plaque or a little something so that they know where that emergency is coming from. And because she said, most AEDs are hooked up to the Stearns County Dispatch, so they would know where it's at, but they're not hooked up to the dispatch. So we just need to get an address up there down at the shelter for that AED.
On the shelter itself or on the AED?
I think we need to put it,
Because doesn't it take a picture of somebody?
no, it doesn't. That one doesn't, because they didn't go all out with that expense, because that was a lot more money. So it does not take a picture and call 911. So when they call, they have to tell them where they're at. Well, and the phone does. The phone tells you where you're at. But she said, if there's a glitch with their phone service or something like that, they need to know where this location is. And so just for them to say, well, it says here that I'm at blah, 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 blah. So,
It wouldn't be a bad idea to put a number on the front of that shelter. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
in case somebody was going down there for like a graduation party and they put the address there, you know, I mean, even.
All the buildings are both have address numbers on them. Every building down there is the same address. So it should be fairly simple to put some type of.
Yeah. I'm sure Andy could do something or.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think it would cost a lot just to have some little sign that says the address.
I wouldn't make it little, I'd make it even a little bigger.
Well, maybe,
so it's
you know,
visual,
yeah,
you know, even
yeah.
from the road.
So that we,
How are they monitoring it? Because we pay for a month that fee.
she monitors it, I guess. She goes down and checks the battery and checks the,
What's the monitoring fee that we're paying for?
well, I think that the company monitors it out as well from afar.
The fire department did a church in they check it in Kimball at the church.
No, this is from that company.
That $600 fee was for like they do all that.
I don't know. We need to talk
We
to
need to
her.
look into that, I think, see what we're paying, if we're paying a fee for that one down there. And if
I'm not the one that.
no, I know, it was the Lions, but we're paying the fee, correct? The
Yeah, we're
monitoring
paying the
fee.
fee.
Yeah, ask Dan. I'll find out from Dan tonight. He won't remember.
Well, or Brenda. She could give us a good layout of what,
But the
you know.
Lions would
I
know
wish
what
we
they
would have brought
paid.
it up tonight. You could have had a straight answer.
The Lions would know what they paid for, or they fined for, or whatever.
Yeah, because they did not
agreed
sign
to.
up for the picture and the phone call. I'll just tell you that right now.
I didn't know there was that much to it.
Yeah. So that was much more money. So, yeah, that would be a good idea maybe to find out what we're paying for exactly. Because that is a good fee.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, yeah. Because we didn't we just committed to so many years. Who does the fee go to? To the company
The
that,
AED company.
yeah. So I don't have my notebook here tonight, but, and if you want me to check into it, I can talk to Brenda.
Yeah.
So when somebody goes in and uses this thing, the monitoring company is aware of it because it picks it up the signal somehow and then notifies emergency personnel?
No, they don't.
This is the dispatcher said the first one he said it's.
Yeah, he just said tonight, he said, we know it's here, but it does not connect to the dispatch
So
center.
we shouldn't be paying a fee for it.
No kidding.
Well, I remember that, but I think we're paying for just the
Why don't I have Dan
monitoring
come
and the
down here and talk?
electricity and, I don't know.
We're paying electricity, not them.
Well, then we better find out because I thought we were paying for.
Nicole, why don't I have Dan come down here tomorrow?
Because we
and
had to pay for, if there was
see he
electricity,
remembers
we
what
had to
they
pay for
all agreed
electricity
for.
with that.
It sounded like they were sold a bill. I mean, they didn't know what they were buying. I mean, I don't know.
And,
Let's
you know,
find out.
just so you know, there is talk that they want to put another one here in front of City Hall. Well, there is one going up at Diva. They already paid for that. And I don't know if that's gonna have all the, monitoring, but just so you know, there's been talk that they want to put another one here in front of City Hall. I don't think we need another one in this town. I think we got that one, and we have all the churches.
Trying to find the note.
I don't know. I don't remember the conversation, but I know there was a fee for something like that. Yeah.
So I'm, all right, here, AED received info, will, free question mark. City Hall would add a full.
Open it up. Well, you are so good at that.
We talked about using COVID funds, let's see. I just wrote that we received AED.
I'm kind of getting off the track here just a little bit, but someone asked me this the other day. You know all these little candy bars they sell at, like, I think Triple R does, Divas does, And it says on these boxes, proceeds go to the community. Has anyone ever seen any checks or anything that, like, this money goes? You have to pay for the candy bar.
Yeah, like.
Who's selling them? Yeah, but it's not the Lions, because was brought up to me by a Lions Club member, because there was a box somewhere where it had Lions Club on it, and they said they had no affiliation with that. And it says on the boxes that this money stays in the community. Does anyone know where any of this money has gone?
Sounds like a scam to me.
Well, they're selling them, you know, I'm sure they go in.
I guess I'd ask the establishment who asked.
Well, yeah. Because Erin has one up, and I was going to ask her, but she was busy that day because they asked me, and I'm like, I don't think so. I don't know, but
Maybe she's using that towards the AED.
I hope so. And I think someone said Triple R has a bunch of them too. I don't know. I guess I don't see this stuff when
I haven't seen it.
I remember the little lions that used to be out.
Yeah, they used to have like candy in
I
there.
used to love buying those. Used to be 25 cents.
Okay, I'm just asking that because they asked me.
Well, that's a
and I'm
good point.
like,
I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
You're in contact right now.
I will contact
Okay, right
Brenda
here.
and find out what that fee. We are paying $600?
She found it. Jody found it.
Wow.
$600 a year monitoring maintenance per unit. Is what it says for monitoring and maintenance per unit. Lions interested in possibly putting one down at Willow Creek. This was on 4/22/24, and the monitoring fee was for the maintenance and the monitoring. But if it's got no monitoring, why are we paying $600?
Good point. So I will
I
contact
mean, I would
her.
think if we're not getting monitoring, the maintenance shouldn't be $600
$600 for monitoring and maintenance.
per unit.
Yes.
That's what I have written. We had talked about, she was here back in, because I just said that we had AED information received. When did I say the date on that one? It was 23. So she must have came one time with information and then came back a second time, or we talked about it.
Mhm.
So on 12/4, we received AED information. And then on 4/22/24 is when we talked about the Willow Creek and the cost and all that.
So did the Lions Club pay for all of that down there at Willow Creek?
No, we are paying, I mean, we agreed to pay the monitoring. But we agreed to pay for the monitoring and the maintenance.
But they paid for the
paid for the
AED
unit.
and to install it and all that,
Yeah.
which was, I think, about
I don't remember.
$4,000 or
I don't
something like
remember what he
that.
said.
I don't even know anymore, or 6,000. Look at what she's paying up here is like, I think it's close to 6,000.
I want to say it was 6,500, I thought, for the whole, and I don't
Just
have it.
install it, yeah.
I mean, maybe I went back
And then we'll
in other
pay
notes, I
$600
find
a year
it,
for
But
but.
I remember, because we were janitors at our church, and the fire department came in and checked the AEDs while we were there, because one of the they were concerned about the batteries. They checked all that kind of stuff. So I mean, that's kind of, to me, maintenance too.
Yeah. Well, there isn't much maintenance. You gotta just be sure that the pads are current and that there's electricity and the battery's up to thing. That's about it. So that's a good question as to why are we paying that amount for no picture, and because I always thought that one was gonna be a picture and then a call to 911. But it doesn't. Because I was surprised when I heard that. Yeah.
That's what I have written down, is that's what it was for. So I
We
can't
have just one of these?
You just have one, and Erin is getting one, and
Are we, what are we all,
One in each
are
church.
we paying, who's paying for the maintenance fees on the other ones?
I don't know. Well, Brenda,
We've only agreed to pay for
Yeah.
this one.
yeah.
Well, that's why I'm saying, is this, if the fire department can do the maintenance at the church, why can't they? I don't know.
Well, that's a good question. Okay, I'll ask her that. Fire department, can they
'Cause I
maintain it?
remember Aaron Dollinger coming in and they checked all the batteries, they checked everything over on it. And then they had to get a new battery because it was getting, they they had a record of, you know, like how long it had been
Well,
since it was.
And that was part of our protocol with our own AED at the fire department. But, I don't know what it entails here. And I don't know why it would be anything more, but I'll talk to her. I'll talk to her.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Dan talk to you.
Well, I think on the building, don't you? We should put that address on the building.
I would put on the
Because then we've
building.
got it on the building and it's right there, yeah.
Just like I said, not even for that, but just for somebody that's coming to maybe a baby shower or
Function.
something down there, and, or if they needed help, they could, you know, if they just needed,
Every time someone asks for a meeting down there, I just say, I need a Willow Creek sign, and that's where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it would be nice to have a official address on the building. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and it shouldn't be that much, I don't think. I mean, yeah, so. Okay, all right, thank you. I'll check on it and get back to you, okay?
I'm gonna have Dan, I'm gonna talk to Dan too, to see if he remembers anything from it. Cause he talked to me about it. He
Would you
kept
call
telling
me then about that, because then before I call her? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, moving on. What else did we have here? That was about it, huh?
The budget and tax levy and mayor's report.
Let's do the addendums.
Those were on the consent.
We did, okay, I didn't know if we had, okay, I just want to make sure we didn't have to discuss any of it.
That we've forgotten.
Well, I was just making sure, because I know we had kind of, I didn't have it checked off. That might be my fault.
No, that's okay. So I updated the budget information for next year based off of everything we had discussed at the last meeting.
Mhm.
I made new printout for everybody. And double check the capital improvement fund stuff. After we discuss all that. So, and I can put this up on the screen if you want me to.
Yeah, I like it on the screen.
Comparing the preliminary one to the, so like what we have now. We are $43,199 lower than what we initially submitted. There's some, like, we have talked about vision insurance, that's not included in there. I already mentioned I have 6%, figured in based on what Chris had mentioned last meeting. For employee raises, the backfilling for the fire department is not included. And then at our last employee meeting, we had talked about disability and life insurance for part-time employees. I don't have that in there, but we can do it. The rates are exactly the same. The minimum hour requirement is 30 hours a week. So, I didn't put that in there yet.
Nice.
I have to look.
Somebody come in the door. Somebody come in.
No, I slammed the door.
Oh, I just kind of heard talking.
No, that was me.
That's when the bell goes. The bell goes off if someone goes in the door.
Well, yeah, I thought I heard talking.
Lines are good going.
I'll scare you away. She likes the company.
I think that, oh, he's here generally.
Because it's a change from, what we talked about last month. Could you just go over that again? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention, like I should have been. Yeah. The overall change was,
$43,199.
so, just to clarify that, 42,000.
I'm gonna go get a donut.
Give me a cookie, will you? You want one? Anybody? Not a donut, a cookie. You want a cookie?
And right now we're at.
I'm sorry, I'll for the other time. The other thing.
$42,000 is expenditure change or revenue change, or what is that?
A combination.
Okay. And, so
These are so good.
it is, the expenditures went up or down?
Down.
Okay. That's from what we
Down
said.
by, roughly $2,300.
Yeah, that's what's shown on the sheet, right?
That's the way.
I am stiff tonight. We've been working in that damn yard.
908.
Oh, I want that.
We gave it
Thank you.
to 753,
I haven't
670.
still. I'm so sorry.
It's so much bending and
Roughly, like you said,
You got the stuff in places.
let's say it's a couple $1,000.
In the break room.
this is really good too. Aren't they good?
No, it's still in the box.
So where's the other?
I wonder what Carla got. Got cookies too.
Where's the other
Got a bag packed
Where's that at? Is that in, capital?
I remember everything. I can't know one thing. No, we ever.
So that's the
You're gonna go over that a little bit here?
Yeah.
So revenue,
You were
originally were 790,000, and that's down to 752.
Okay, I'm not even looking at that right now, but that's where the,
So
okay.
the difference is between combination.
The revenue went up.
So they decreased, but we also transferred in
Oh,
a bunch of funds, so. And that had been taken out of the preliminary. So,
all right, that explains that then.
yeah.
All right. Appreciate it.
No, there's 50 like in a white box, there should be. There's stickers in there. There's a couple.
I don't know either.
It doesn't work.
I tried to put him in his place, but
I'm telling you.
I think that I was polite with him, but what the hell is he crabbing about?
You can't move that thing. Oh my God, that was top of four.
I was like, we spent a lot of money on that thing, so we're not just gonna move it because you're hunting.
Okay,
We are good
but
neighbors.
usually it disconnects a few times, so. Well, it's.
I'm just confused.
No. Let's see. See, here's my comment.
Shopping. No traveling.
I'm hoping they can get it here. I'm gonna go out there and make commotion every day.
I don't.